Hey guys, what's up? My name's EarthBound12 and welcome back to Let's Play EarthBound. In the last episode we went through the Scrubber Pyramid to do pyramid stuff and get the Hawkeye. And in this episode we're going to be fighting UFOs. Isn't that always fun? Just, you know, smash those UFOs to shit. Anywho, these guys, no, not too bad. They're kind of like those UFOs back in Peaceful Rest Valley, which were a bit of a pain in the ass to hit, but overall weren't too bad to fight. But anyway, you just hit those bitches with PSI fire. I prefer to do that. I guess they're supposed to be a little beautiful UFO, and UFOs trying to get into a gangbang. I don't know. Just UFO logic creeps me out a little bit. I'd rather not know what the hell's going on with UFOs. But anyway, they do have a shield, so you might want to keep that in mind. And Jeff's neutralizer, it's probably a good idea if you use that if you are having any difficulty whatsoever fighting them. At the level you should be at, you should be able to take these guys on quite easily, even though Pooh is gone to learn the ways of the Starstorm and the epic ninja power thing. And let's talk to this fellow. So there's a key over to the northwest to a tower. Sorry, a key to the tower. Let me try to be a bit more comprehensible in my commentary. After the break. Or that 0.01 second break, viewers? Because I sure as hell did. But anyway, as I was saying, what was I saying? Pooh has gone off to learn the powers of the Starstorm, and we have a key to a tower. And now if you head up to this way, whatever it is, northwest, I think, you use the key to the tower on the person. Well, we're going to use a bottle of water here, apparently, and give us a whole 1 PP. You know, that PP could be useful. Even though water does make you go PP, but that's probably not appropriate discussion for an EarthBound Let's Play. And we're fighting enemies just straight off the bat. Just thank you very much, game. Anyway, these are just pretty much enemies from the department store. Good thing is now, they're not as hard, they're nowhere near as hard as they used to be. They could give you a little bit of trouble, like you can see here. I think I almost die a little bit later on. The coffee cups just like to just absolutely wreck you, even though they'll only do about 100 odd damage. You can easily heal yourself nowadays, and you've got about 10-15 odd levels above where you were previously at the department store when you fought these guys. Plus you have the benefit of Paula and her fire spells and freeze spells just to absolutely stuff things up. Worthless protoplasms are pretty much worthless protoplasms. We don't really need to talk about those, they are shameful. They don't really bring any honor to my family, damn it. So anyway, let's go up here. So 70% of the people go to the right first. So let's be cool people and go to the left. And if you talk to these benches, they will heal you just as if you were going to a hotel to get some sleep. And come in here, there's a doctor, so if you ever die, that's where you need to go. So anyway, let's just head on to the right, and we're in Dungeon Man stage. What the hell was I thinking? I'm not playing Mega Man, I've just got Mega Man in the head recently, I've been playing a fair bit of that. But I digress. We're in Dungeon Man's little dungeon of peril, and if you can see, he talks about Brick Road. We were back in the Wizard of Oz land up in England, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that thing, it's just kick, bloody... I don't know, Quante might be able to pronounce that properly, I don't know, I might ask him about that later. Sounds like something he'd know about. But anyway, it recovers a reasonable amount of HP, and we're fighting more enemies, yay. Do get a little bit obnoxious sometimes. But anyway, Dungeon Man has turned into a dungeon, the man of steel or dungeons. He's going to go save the world from Lex Luthor and his evil plans of demise and kryptonite and what have you, and we're going to heal ourselves up very quickly. Even though Jeff doesn't exactly have 45 IQ. We need Jeff to get an IQ of 45. I mean, it's not that hard. You're supposed to be a genius, mate, but you're having like 45 IQ? I don't know. So let's talk to this person. Why is there a toilet in a dungeon? I don't know. Enemies might make you shit your pants. That's very creative dungeon mechanics there, my friend. Anyway, there is a whole bunch of weird items and weird and wonderful shit in here. I will generally not be going for most of it, unless it's just really valuable, like the cup of life noodles we got there. Because who knows, we might just cark it one time, and it won't be very pleasant if we don't have Paula or Ness around, and we're just pretty much royally screwed. Anyway, the whole gimmick to this dungeon is it's just a maze. If your first time playing, maybe you might have a bit of trouble with it. I do find this, it's not really a serious dungeon, you're not really supposed to be that hard, and you're not really supposed to struggle in it, I guess. When Abe and Shigesato Itoi were designing this game, make sure you go up the third rope here, because the other 3 ropes will just lead to dead ends, and that's not very pleasant now, is it? These dead ends are just pretty much... the game also mocks you as well when you get to these dead ends, and it's not very nice at all, is it? So let's go up here and fight this enemy, because I think this is a new thing. And how is that a red swirl? Lesser Mook. This is the department store spook, and generally this guy isn't... He can be a little bit of a pain in the ass because he can use freeze spells and fire spells and all that good stuff. But on the most part, he's not too difficult. Freeze was completely ineffective. Why the fuck did I do that? I guess fire would be a more efficient technique to use. Just remember that for next time, Nathan, when you are fighting these things, because we will be fighting these things rather shortly. But other than that, there's really nothing much to say about this. Again, if you are still worried about it, you just shove a bottle rocket right up its butt, and it's as good as dead. Those lesser mooks are nothing, and it's probably the only thing that gives any sort of respectable experience in here. The enemies here are just so tedious, I reckon. It's not that it's really boring, it's just... Well, it's not that. It is one of the few flaws, in my opinion, of EarthBound. The gameplay of EarthBound isn't exactly fantastic for an RPG, it's just more the charm of the game and the, it's really just the charm of the game, the storyline, just the fact it doesn't take itself too seriously. I mean, gameplay-wise, I mean, it's not Chrono Trigger, it's not Final Fantasy VI, but hey, it's EarthBound. It's pretty cool. I mean, Mother 3 has that whole dark storyline, which we'll probably delve into if or when I LP that, which is, I don't really know when. We got that rope, but first I want to get this item, Psi Caramel, eh? Well, that's pretty useful, I suppose. We come up here, we can head around here, and we're in the zoo, folks. I mean, let's all throw our popcorn at these goats. And there's a hole. And there's some buff chunks, and there's some more holes. I mean, isn't it just great going to a zoo just to look at holes? I sure as hell like it, you know? Fun for the whole family, just going and staring at holes for 3 hours. You can throw your popcorn at the holes, and maybe they'll do something. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to heal up and just head around and continue to traverse through this maze and head up to this rope over the top here, and there's some ducks. More appropriate zoo material, I suppose. Anyway, we're up here, and holy fuck, what the hell has happened to you, Mr. Brick Road? He heals us up, and he's going to talk to us about how he has finally become Dungeon Man. He is a superhero, savior of the planet. And he tells us to go down the return hole because he will help us out in our conquest of victory and UFO fighting. Right, all that effort for a cookie. Well, isn't that just fantastic? I mean, these things are really annoying inventory cloggers. Anyway, we're just going to head down this series of holes. We're in the hole exhibit, folks. Aren't we just? Isn't that just exciting? Let's get rid of that wet towel because I probably should have kept that, looking back on things, because hindsight is a wonderful thing. Moonside enemies, such as the Robo-Pump and the Fire Hydrant. Fire Hydrant will fire shit at you, at everyone, and nowhere near as dangerous as the... when you fought the Moonside. Again, they're really just recurring enemies from previous areas you probably fought a little while ago, such as the Moonside people, and the UFOs, and what have you. And the Robo-Pumps, as you remember, kill them in 3 turns, otherwise they throw a bomb at you. And I don't understand the logic of that. I don't know how petrol tanks can throw bombs at you. I'm actually kind of worried about going and putting petrol in my car now, because it's just like, oh yeah, I'm putting some petrol in. Oh no, I don't like you, car. There goes my car. And I need to buy a new one. Anyway, IQ capsule, that will be useful for helping Jeff get his IQ up to 45 so I can fix that bazooka and just go to town on our enemies with heavy bombs and super bombs and whatever the hell they're supposed to be called. I think it's 41. 4 to go, Jeff. I mean, 41 IQ is not very high, but god damn it, you will do it, my friend. Oh yes, I forgot to mention, we got PSI, LP and Gamma off screen. That thing just absolutely rapes everything, and it's a very powerful spell, and it's pretty good. It's almost as good as Starstorm, but not as good as Starstorm. You'll see how good Starstorm is when we get Pooh back. Which will probably be actually next episode, I think, if all things go to plan. And now that we are outside of Dungeon Man, he will join our party, and we're going to fight a Marauder Octobot, which I just recommend taking out as if there were any other normal enemy. I don't know if these are the ones that explode or not. I don't think they are, because this one didn't explode, but anyway, as you can see, Dungeon Man just did 392 damage there. That's quite a lot. And just absolutely destroyed things, and that's a good thing about him. It's a shame we only have him for about 5 minutes, or if not that. I think we'll just pretty much get him, and it won't be very pleasant. Another Marauder Octobot dead by the powers of the Dungeon Man. He will save the day, folks. Anyway, that's pretty much all there is to Dungeon Man and his powers in battle, and the Marauder Octobot just take him on as if they were normal enemies, and here's a UFO and its escorts. I will leave this battle in because I've been talking about halfway through the battles, then decided at the last minute we were going to decline the offer and just bugger off to somewhere else. And now we'll shoot these folks, and I should have probably used the neutralizer when I was recording this, but no, I'm an idiot. Just couldn't do it. I don't know why. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. I usually just use the same strategies over and over again, but anyway, these UFOs are dead. And let's see how much experience we got. 6,000 each, eh? Royal Iced Tea. Is that anything like the Long Island Iced Tea where you get pissed off your ass? Anyway, let's head down to this tree thing and use healing, because Ness and Paula do not like the sun and got sunstroke. It's not very good when sunstroke happens, especially when you're like me, you live in Australia, and pretty much every time you go to the beach you will get some sort of sunburn, or the cricket, or the football, any sort of outdoor activity. And unfortunately Dungeon Man is stuck in a tree, so he is sort of fucked, I'm afraid. And this guy talks about deep darkness, a place on the other side of the river, which we need the Hawkeye to see things through. We have this, and apparently it's a stupid idea to go alone, so take this. No, we need to get a submarine. Do you have a submarine, Dungeon Man? Okay, I don't really want to leave this tediousness in, so I'll cut out to when we get back up to Dungeon Man. Okay, we're back after that tediousness, and there's a Skype message which I probably would be a good idea to look at, but we'll wait a couple of minutes because I want to finish this episode off and finish what I need to do. So anyway, he'll basically say there's a submarine through the goodbye exit, which is not that hole we went through there. That's the return hole. That will send you out the Dungeon Man's anus, which we don't really want to do because I've already showered once today. I believe the party of Ness, Paula and Pooh, or not Pooh, Jeff, do not really want to go through a rectum of a Dungeon Man. Let's open this Talisman Ribbon. That will be good for Paula's defense. That was a good thing that I opened this thing, because otherwise we'd be really stuffed. And there's a cookie. We will eat the cookie because it will do absolutely nothing for us. And seeing as the Talisman Ribbon is absolutely useless for Jeff's, we will give it to Paula and equip it to her, and she shall get a nice defensive bonus. See what it is, a step up from the lucky coin. 130 defense. That is quite a nice defensive boost, Paula. I'm surprised with these mushrooms there weren't any mushrooms trying to mushroomize me. I don't really want to be mushroomised because that's not very fun. It screwed up my recording of the Ranboob about 55 freaking times. It's just absolutely obnoxious, and I'm not going to fight those guys either because the recording's at 20 minutes, and even though I'm probably going to cut out about a quarter of it, we're going to talk to the revitalizing device. Even though I've cut out a quarter of the video, I don't really want to leave more things to cut out because these things are tedious enough to edit as it is. So let's go talk to the broken submarine, and Jeff reckons it will still work. Isn't that just fantastic? So we're going to carry it out, and several minutes later we are in the water. I don't even know how we can operate submarines. I suppose Jeff knows how to operate underwater machinery. And anyway, we're going to be leaving Scaraba, and this thing is fucking stupid screensaver. It's the thing I don't like when I'm recording longer than 15 minutes and commentating. over 15-minute videos. Anyway, we're going to be heading out in the submarine. I wonder if we could find any seagulls or anything. No, it's just purple water everywhere as far as the eye can see. Oh, now we're back in the blue water. So where are we now? Summers. We're away from that intoxicated purple water summoned by Kraken urine. Anyway, we're in here. This is a swamp. This is deep darkness. I don't understand why it's called deep darkness. It is neither deep nor dark. I am disappointed, game. Anywho, next time we will be going through this place and I need to check my Skype messages. Good night, folks.